her sippy cup.
Can I hear everybody?
I got the broken headphones.
Oh, no.
Oh, well, Ari's gonna break hers soon.
Exactly. It's fine.
1, 2, 3.
Hi.
What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of
Be Uplifted. Oh, we're all three here doing it today. I love it. It was like two and then those two, it wasn't like complete for a little while there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yay.
But most likely the intro is going to be on our side because Rich doesn't say anything. So
I know. I'm just saying it made my heart full. That's all.
It's a good, moment,
Yeah, exactly. You feel me?
I
See?
do feel you. Yeah.
Thank you. This is why I always need Lonnie here because she feels me all the time.
Yeah, and I'm feeling you raw today.
Hey, baby.
I would
Ooh.
feel you.
Looking raw
Look,
and live.
And lashless.
Oh my gosh. I got like 2 lashes holding on here by a string.
I already know how us guys feel.
yeah,
When what?
I'm au naturel right
Yep.
now.
Is that how you guys feel when you guys go out? Like, if you don't have a cologne or if you guys don't
Like,
have
do you
your
ever
hair a
feel like that
certain
where you're
way?
like, oh, I feel off?
Nope.
I do when I don't manscape.
Oh.
I'm scared. I don't know.
Well, how about you? Because you have hair, right? Like, do you feel weird when you go out without actually fixing your hair and it's like an actual event?
Oh yeah, no, it has to be fixed.
Okay, so
So yeah,
yeah,
I
it's
have
like
to wear a
equivalent.
hat or I have to shave my head.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
you have okay, so
Oh,
it's like a
okay.
hair thing.
But
Okay.
but generally, what happens is, I'm imagining this because I haven't watched it. If a girl feels ugly, she'll be like, "No, I gotta stay. I gotta do this. I gotta do that." If a guy feels ugly, he'll look in the mirror and be like, "Oh, I guess I'm ugly." Then we go.
Oh.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, listen. Before we go off on a tangent,
which we are good at.
which we're really good at.
So good at.
First of all, this is the final episode of season 2.
Why
of
did
the
I stop
podcast.
hearing you?
You stop hearing me?
Yeah, I can't hear anything. Did it pop off? See?
Yeah.
What would I do without you guys?
I don't know. But as I was saying, it's the final episode of season 2.
Final episode.
Anyway, and then also I would like to thank our sponsors, or we would like to thank our sponsors.
Yeah, just him. Okay.
I know you do this.
I know,
but,
right?
Damn.
But like, damn, for sure.
Sorry. We
Should
would
Lonnie scoot to the left a little bit? Because like her
Sure.
shoulder's cut off. You
sure.
should
You,
scoot.
guys yeah, you could scoot over. While I mention the fact that we'd like to thank our sponsor, Mikey's Meals. If you're in the San Diego area and you're looking for delicious meal preps, use our code TheBabes10 to save 10% off your order at MikeysMeals.com.
Yes, and if you're looking for a studio to do any of your content, photo shoots, all of that, hit up the Pixel Lounge SD
Yep.
and use our code. The whole phase. No,
The-
I'm just kidding.
He's all, hey, that's my code.
Yeah.
Well, that's why, because it's his studio.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you want to make your ex jealous, come here.
That part.
Yeah.
That-
Yep.
Anyway, so
Every sentence has a tangent. That's just
So-
what we do, guys.
it's the end of season 2.
Yeah. Can you
And
believe
we'll
it?
be taking like about a month, maybe a month and a half off, and then we're gonna restart. So you won't see us for a while, but it's for our sanity.
Yes, and we're not going to just completely be dicking around. It's just, we're really going to, we want to come back even better than before. We want season 3 to be the best. We just want to continue to grow and make this baby the best that it can be. So we're going to take a little hiatus. We're going to plan some stuff, like organize some guests. We got some good things coming your way.
Yeah.
It's going to be
Hopefully.
worth it.
Yes.
Don't say hopefully. What the fuck? If we don't believe in us, should they believe in us?
That
You feel
part.
me?
Yeah.
I believe that they don't believe.
Wow.
Wow.
We're be uplifted,
Yeah,
not
you
be
can't-
down.
Exactly. That part. Remember the name, bro.
Well, okay, yeah, and if there's anything that you guys specifically want us to talk about or anything that you are like, yo, I think you guys should do this more or whatever, please put it in the comments because
And please, if you'd like to be a guest, let us know.
For sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but be fucking interesting too. Listen, don't be offended if we go no, thank you, because you're boring as fuck.
Yeah.
Please don't
Yeah.
be offended.
Yeah, don't be offended.
One thing we do here is we do keep it real. So
Yeah.
Be offended so that you can like
Do something with yourself.
self improvement. Yeah.
Be angry on the podcast.
dang, we should change our name. We added boys and it just changed everything.
I told you. I warned you.
You did, but we love it.
We love it. Yeah.
Yep. We're at 75 episodes in. 75, 76 or something.
Ish. Yeah.
75-ish. We were trying to figure it out, but we lost track at some point.
Yeah.
But we're doing pretty good.
Heck yeah. Yeah, we had a really strong, I think this season 2 for us was a good one. I feel
Absolutely.
like, yeah.
I think it was a great one. That's why I think like us taking a step back for our sanity, as you said, and to really prepare for season 3, it's only going to get better for sure.
Yeah. We decided to take that momentum and lose it.
Wow. The positivity. Do you guys feel uplifted from this episode? I feel so uplifted. I'm like, this is the best thing I've ever done with this podcast.
The break is going to be the one that's uplifting me.
I know, right? Okay.
Yeah.
What did we actually decide on talking about today?
Oh, well, Lonnie had the thing she wanted to revisit from 2 episodes ago. Well, it's going to be 2 episodes ago. But the thing with the ring.
Yeah. So I don't know. Hopefully y'all heard that episode. But
If you didn't, you could always go back. Not right now. You can go back
yeah.
and listen to the full episode. It's available on our Spotify and our YouTube channel.
Yeah. And comment, oh, yeah, on that. So it's like, oh, yeah, I remember we talked about that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Drop in, oh yeah.
It's the I need my alone time or I want my alone time episode. But of course we went on a tangent like usual, and the boys were talking about how guys or girls, women are attracted to men who wear rings. And I'm like, yo.
Did you research that?
No.
It's definitely a thing though, because it's like how girls, I was telling them behind the scenes, like when we were setting up, that it's like really the same as like a guy walking around with a baby or a guy walking around with a dog. There's just something about that thing that attracts women.
Like a protector and nurturer kind of.
I feel like they feel like, oh my God, if this guy is someone that was willing to be a husband and some girl wanted to marry this dude, he must have traits of a husband. You know, like they just automatically assume that this is just my opinion, my humble opinion, that it's like, you know, like, oh, that guy must be fucking something good if someone fucking wanted to like equivalent to wife him up. You know what I mean? Like, but
Well,
the husband version.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
called pre-selection.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, when you were saying that and explaining, I was like, duh, that kind of makes sense because in like the whole online dating, if you look at people's profiles, they add a picture of like a dog or something like, oh my God, that dog is so
Right.
cute.
I'm going to do that. I'm going to add, like, you know how they have stats for, like, baseball and stuff? I have stats like 8 baby mamas. So I was good enough for 8. I'm good enough for 8 more.
So I also think that the other logic to that, like this is again my humble opinion, you guys can agree or disagree out there. I also think it's similar to like the other half is like not touching the red button, right? Like don't touch the red button. So they see the ring and they're like, there's a demographic of women out there that are like, let me see if I could pull this one. Let's see if he'll fucking drop the wife for me.
Can you describe that? I've never heard that term before. Don't press the red button. What?
Well, it's
What
like, you know how, have you seen that video where they tell the kids like, they leave like a candy or a toy or something in front of them and they're like, okay, don't touch it until I come back.
It's like Eve eating the apple.
Right. It's like don't. So basically, like there's that red button that says like don't touch or whatever, and like human nature just wants to touch it. Like
Oh,
you look
because
about
of the
it-
curiosity.
Yeah, it's just like breaking a rule, curiosity. You learn about it in like psychology. Like it's just in us to just kind of want to do what we're not supposed to do. You
So
know?
if,
like,
if I think
educated-
that's dumb, does that mean that I'm broken? Because if somebody tells me not to do something, I'll just be like, okay.
It's unusual. I don't know that you're broken, but it's definitely.
Yeah, I think though, like you saying that now, but you be sitting there and goes, I fucking want to touch that. You might not want to do it, but you're thinking like,
You're thinking about.
Well,
it
I
at
mean, like
least.
I would say that I would have that idea of I wonder what happens, but then not enough to go against whoever set the rules.
True. And I think that's what the point is that every person, it's just their innate nature to still have that curiosity, you know, but not everyone acts on it is the thing, you know?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now with the ring thing, what I was told before, I know this was years ago when I was doing research on the same exact thing. They saying that
Why were you researching that, Rich? Huh? No,
because
just
it was somebody mentioned it, and I started researching. And one of the articles I found is that when women see the ring, they know you have the ability to commit.
right.
So there's a lot of women that also have that problem where they're like, "Oh, I wonder when he's gonna propose. I wonder, you know, like you're like, you know, is she worthy of the ring or whatever that episode we had with it comes to like
Put a ring on it.
put a ring on it.
Yeah.
It's like a lot of women can't get the guys to put the ring on, but they
Right.
see a ring on somebody. They know at some point in time he was able to commit, and maybe he can commit to me.
Yeah. Yeah, that whole like if they have the traits to be a husband, they must have good traits
Right.
thing. Yeah.
That's just so like, I mean, I get it. There's that demographic of women, but that's just so crazy to me. Like, I don't know if it's just like my old school mentality.
Well, what's crazy about it?
The crazy thing to me is like the way, for me, I see if I see someone with a ring, then to me,
You put
that's
respect
off
on it.
limits.
Yeah.
Like they obviously took a certain amount of time or whatever. I respect that they had a story and they finally got to wherever they, you know, the marriage or the result. So I'm not gonna cross boundaries on that.
That's because you're a good woman.
No,
You're
I
not
feel the
many-
same way.
Yeah.
I feel the same way too. But then you can't help the fact that if you see something that shows that they can have a characteristic, if they prove that they have a characteristic that you're interested in, you can't ignore that too.
Yeah. No.
You know.
I mean, I agree. I mean, there's been some like couples that I've seen that I'm like, damn, how the fuck did she lock him? Or like,
Yeah, definitely.
because sometimes I even look at the person like, I know what the fuck you've done and been through, and like, where the fuck does that?
I'm pretty sure people have looked at who I've dated and they're like, how the hell did he pull her? I guarantee it.
No, I mean, not like look wise though. I mean, like personality wise, like how does that match? That's how I would look at it if it was, you know what I mean? But
You know, another take on it that I've seen in like movies, right, is like I forget what movie it was, but the character in the movie, you guys have will probably remember the name of it before me as I describe it, but
Aladdin?
he's putting he puts
Snow
the
White.
finger on
Aladdin
and
too.
then,
The finger on?
no the finger the ring he puts the ring my bad
Okay.
he puts the ring on.
Oh, Spaceballs.
Stop it.
okay, so he put the ring on the finger.
Yeah,
uh-huh.
and then he would tell it's the one with Adam Sandler. Do you guys remember? He puts the ring on. He tells the sob story about how he got fucked over, how he's getting fucked over by his wife, and she's a cheater. And so the women
Just go with it.
No, it's like
Was it Wedding Crap? No.
no. So he's like super fucking ugly at the beginning of the movie, and he gets fucked over by a girlfriend that he's like super obsessed with. So he gets left at the altar basically, right? So he takes the ring from his wedding that he was supposed to have, and for like years, and they like pan and show like all the girls that he dates for years, he has his ring on, and excuse me. Oh no!
Oh,
the
shoot.
baby.
The baby's
Pause.
awake.
I got this.
Should I finish telling the story? Wait.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so he has the ring on, and then every girl he meets from then on that he dates, he tells them like, they're like, "Oh, poor you! Oh my God, you've been through so much." Because he says that he's
Right.
been left at the altar. His wife cheated on him a bunch. That they're still not technically divorced, but like, you know, she's the worst basically. And so like he sleeps with like hundreds of women because he's got this ring on his finger and a sob story.
I don't think
basically.
that I've seen this movie.
I have to look it up. Okay, I'm gonna look it up later. 'cause
I need
I'm
to
gonna
get.
fucking
I need
fall
to
down.
get one of those like rubber rings. You know.
And I've even heard some of the strippers talk about that at Pacers. Literally, I forget who I got in this conversation with, but they were like, yeah, fucking like married men, like girls are just super attracted to them. You see it in here all the time too, like girls hitting on the guys that have a ring on their finger.
Lonnie, I'll trade you. Yeah, just come in.
Yeah.
We have a new
You guys,
guest.
see, this is a perfect way for season 2. You guys get to see, because, oh wait, are you comfortable with that, Lonnie? Okay.
Well, she said she wasn't gonna do it first. Remember, like no pictures.
Oh my gosh, she's so cute.
We had to talk about how you said you weren't gonna post pictures, and then as soon as the baby's born, like 60 million pictures.
Like, but look at her face.
Here,
How
I'll
can you
help you.
not? I was looking in my screen for her, and she's over here. I'm so stupid.
I don't know where your
Hi, baby.
Say hi. Don't be rude.
She's like, who the hell are these motherfuckers?
And she's like, "What's with
Wait,
these fucking bright lights?"
She's not on the screen.
What
Yeah,
up?
You got to scoot way over.
way over to the left. Yeah.
There you go.
Hey, baby.
Look at her.
I'm clearly your favorite. How are you?
Oh shit.
Oh, don't touch the okay.
She
She
said,
just-
"Mommy, what's happening?"
He's like, who's this guy?
She
I want
only
one.
watches us on the TV.
Oh,
so-
really?
Oh, she's starstruck.
See, I went.
Yes.
We're
He said, "I want
before
one. That's cute."
before we started recording. We're doing our pre-meeting, our pre-show meeting, and then I was showing Ari like my goals, and then she was all like, "Oh, you want to have another baby?" And then I showed her what it actually was, and she's like, "Oh, that's cute." But I was
It
like,
was
"Yeah,
cute.
don't
It
want
was
to
baby content.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, because I was showing her all these things, like, these are my goals. And then she's all like, oh, so you want to have another wedding? I was like, no, I want an In-N-Out food truck to come by.
Yeah, I was translating it much deeper than what he had pinned it to be.
I
Let's
just
remember
want
it's
an
Vince.
In-N-Out
Right.
food truck.
That's funny.
Yeah, you guys forget who you guys are talking to.
Right.
Right.
Mr. Anti everything.
Mm-hmm.
So did you catch the movie how he like used his ring as a sob story, which made women want to sleep with him because they felt bad for him and they wanted to show him that they were the good woman for him. You know?
Can I ask a question? Was in this movie, did he get left at the altar and then he went to a bar and then
Yes.
he realized that, like, the girl noticed that he had the
Yeah,
ring.
so you know what I'm talking
I
about?
think I've seen it. I don't remember watching it though.
Okay,
But-
yeah, so
but,
that's
like,
the one. Mhm.
when they started talking to him and he got that sympathy, that's when he realized that it actually worked.
Right, so that's
Oh,
where it
okay.
stemmed from. Exactly.
I need to buy a ring tomorrow.
I was telling them too off camera, like it was very apparent too that when Ackright got married, like more
yeah.
girls were drawn to him and more girls would feel comfortable talking to him. Like I think they thought he was like this like really safe space and like even at the club he's like, you know, I think a lot of the girls like will tip me more and come talk to me more because they know that I'm not gross and I'm gonna hit on them. They're like, oh, he's taken and he's safe, so I talk to him more and flirt with him more.
Hey y'all, ladies, I'm married.
Not only am I married, but I'm cheating on her.
There you go.
So I'm super unavailable.
Not only am I married and cheating on her, I'm cheating on her with you.
You, I was waiting for that.
With you.
That's funny.
Man.
So what do you like? So for me, I'm like, you know, it's really fucked up. I have a confession, right? Like, I actually, there was a time in my life where I got shits and giggles out of like stealing someone's boyfriend. Like,
Wow. What drove that?
Oh.
it was just knowing that I would win.
Wow.
And I did that to, this is why I honestly feel like I have a lot of bad karma in my relationships. Cause like the guy that I ghosted and then this stage that I went through, this was like for like a year. Cause I think cause I had broken up with a boyfriend and I was just like, and it was always people that I didn't know. So it would never be personal. Like I would never do that. It was always like, I don't fucking know that bitch. You know, oh, sorry, there's a baby. Sorry.
Yo, what the fuck?
I cuss
Ari?
all the fucking time.
Okay, cool.
That
like-
first word's gonna be like, fuck.
Well, people do that with me and my kids and I'm
Say
like,
fuck.
it's fine. They know what they know
I mean,
what
that's a
say.
nice gesture, though. Nice thing. But yeah, go ahead. Continue.
But yeah, just like that. Like that was like when I was really young. Well, not really young, but like younger in my singledom. There was like this short stage that I was like, let me see if I can. And I successfully broke up
Would you want to try?
like 2 different relationships.
Would you want to try and see if you can take me away from my wife?
Are you married?
Sure.
yes. Remember, he's married.
To you.
To you.
Okay. Okay. On that level, I have low-key confession.
There we go. Here comes all the confessions.
It makes me think. Okay, so no, okay, I didn't ruin a official relationship. Like I knew this guy was talking to somebody else, and at the same time was whatever, right? Oh God.
See?
And like I knew like his favorite things, so like his food or like his favorite color and his candy, and I would do little things to be like, I know
I'm
it
the
fucked with
better
his
chick.
Yes, yeah, but like we never got together.
You never actually got together though?
No,
See, so
that's
you didn't
crazy.
understand it, but it was instinctual.
yeah,
See?
no, I knew what I was doing. Like I knew I was like I knew like oh I got like it's one of those I was really toxic, and I was
Right.
like,
See, that's like, I can admit that. That was a very
Yeah.
toxic phase of mine, and I knew what the fuck I was doing. So when
Yeah.
women say, oh my God, like, I didn't mean to. If you know that they have a girl, you know what you're doing.
Yeah,
You know? Like,
for
how
sure.
that's how I feel.
but he wasn't like
Dang.
officially with her. I just knew like she had some interest with him,
Mm-hmm.
and like I was like, nah, trust. There's somebody
Same
else better.
principle.
Yeah.
Just because I ruined a relationship. I'm just kidding.
Man.
But I'm not that person anymore, guys.
Yeah.
That's why I think it's funny, because I know that there's people that peep our podcast, right? But like on stalker status mode, because I see them on our stories or something like that.
Oh yeah,
And-
so you get to see that.
Yeah, so I see
I've
them on
always
our
been
stories,
interested.
or even on like when my repost, right? And they're on my page, and I'm like, I know that they probably watched a couple of episodes, and they're probably like thinking thoughts about me because of that's when they knew me in those times, you know, like
Yeah.
whatever, this bitch acts like she's like a good mom, but she was a hoe back in the day or something like that, you know. And I'm like, whatever, I'm a different person now.
Motherfucker, like you didn't change.
Exactly.
That part.
Growth, guys. It's called growth. Why are you so chill and beautiful?
Okay, to answer your question real quick behind like whatever about the whole picture thing, her picture got leaked. Like when we FaceTime,
Leaked?
yeah, like because we're FaceTiming some of the family members, like, hey, like she's here or whatever. But I've literally told everybody, like, please don't post, whatever.
Well, let's reel this back, because like the reason why you're bringing that up, because remember before you had her,
before she came out, yeah.
yeah, you're like, oh, I'm not gonna post any photos.
Well, okay, I on my main page linked to be up, I only have like when she first came, but ever since then I haven't posted anything, and there's a good reason why, is because there's people from my past that still fucking try to
Yeah,
like show up.
People are just weird.
People are so fucking weird,
Yeah.
right? Because I got a baby now, like you want to use, because I got a, you know, the whole
Yeah,
like ring thing.
exactly.
No, bro, no. But yeah, no, she's surprise how big she got now.
So when the picture got leaked, like someone passed along her picture, were you kind of just like, well, fuck it, I guess that like people have seen her now, so
Basically,
Yeah.
kind of. And then like because I knew so many people were taking pictures of, like, screenshotting pictures of her, that like I was like, dude, like.
screenshotting pictures.
Well, like when we were FaceTime, they would screenshot like, "Oh, let me take a picture or whatever." And I was okay. Like, how can I control that? Like,
Right.
you know what I mean?
And they would just post it like on Facebook. Congrats,
They
Lonnie.
literally post on Facebook, and then on my on my page they'd be like, accept the post or decline the
yeah,
post.
yeah.
I got so many that I was like, oh my god, I can't fucking I can't hide her anymore.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
you're so popular, baby.
Yeah, you're famous. Your mom's a celebrity. That's
No.
why. Yeah.
She's just looking at the camera. You're already ready for the camera. Look at that,
Yeah, she just needs to know a few words and she'd take over Vince.
right?
Yep. I'm ready.
But yeah,
So, gentlemen, what are your thoughts on the whole like ring, on a serious note, because obviously you're going to go get a ring tomorrow? What are your thoughts on like men that do that, women that
Men,
go for it?
Men don't do that. Oh, men, you mean like as far as wearing the ring?
for fakesies? Yeah.
Oh,
I
man.
would wear. I want to wear one. I just don't have a reason to. But I would, if like I had a problem with like girls bothering me, I'll just wear one and just be like, look, I'm married. That way, even though it attracts more, it also gives me an easier out.
That's true.
I
know.
just I think it's fair game. Like I really do. Like if anything, if well, I mean, as I think Vince mentioned, you wear fake lashes, push-up bras, fake contacts, a weave, a wig or whatever,
Yeah.
and all I'm doing is wearing a ring. Fair game. Fair game. If you're gonna go that route and give me some sort of deception, I'm gonna give you a little bit of deception too.
Okay, Kuya. Savage. No, I'm just kidding.
I mean, I guess do what you got to do, right?
Right.
But
so okay.
don't do this whole sob story though. Like, oh yeah, she
My
broke up
wife
with
is
me.
abusive.
Oh no! Oh, yeah.
He's like, baby. I gotta do what I gotta do.
I met her in the Philippines. She married me for a green card.
That's actually a legit story. Someone would hella believe that.
Yeah.
Is it true? No, I'm just kidding.
Blink twice.
Right?
you
Blink
actually,
twice.
you actually got to see my baby mama.
I got
on
to see
Friday.
his baby mama.
Yeah.
Does she watch this?
No, she doesn't.
Okay.
Oh, I mean, I don't know.
She might be one of the ones, a secret stalker.
Yeah,
right?
secret stalker. Yeah, I didn't introduce her for a reason.
So, Lonnie, I have a question.
I'm ready.
There's this scenario that a girl I'm like not friends with, like acquaintances with, she talked about it on her story, and like I want to know how you would react. So she witnessed a married man like flirting and hanging out and doing things with this girl, basically low-key cheating on his wife or whatever. And she was like hearing the conversation about like, oh, I'm better than your wife, and he was like fucking feeding into it. And my friend is very, or my acquaintance, whatever you want to call it, is very like upfront, classy but upfront, you know. She turns around and she goes off on the woman. She's like, you're fucking disgusting. You know, she's like, here you are over here trying to convince this married man that you're better than his wife. It's women that like you that make women like us, like, you know, look bad and blah, blah, blah. So if you were to witness that, do you like right there in like earshot? Because I guess they were at a bar, like
Okay.
right next to each other. Would you say something?
I mean,
Or would you mind your business?
I wouldn't say anything only because, okay, do I know this person?
No, it was a complete stranger. That's why she was
okay.
just like, the way she told it on her story, she was like, I was just so disgusted at the shit she was saying. And that the guy was kind of like, you could tell he loved his wife, but he was trying to flirt back type of a thing. So she was like, it grossed me out. And like, she's like, I'm an advocate for like women not being stupid and toxic, you know?
There's that key word right now that you just mentioned. They fucking called you an advocate. Like, you call myself an advocate.
I don't know if she actually used that, but I'm
Yeah,
saying that's kind of what she
I
is.
know.
Like, she's like, I don't fucking like seeing people be
Oh,
treated
so she's just
bad.
basically calling out on some bullshit.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah,
Like,
but here's the
exactly.
thing, though. It's almost like you see it happen, then you want to insert yourself in the middle of it, then you want to post it. It's almost like you're doing it for
Clout.
some sort of clout.
Yeah.
You're doing it. You're not really doing it because you felt like it. It's almost like it was all selfishly for you.
Well, just because I know this person, she's very not a clout chaser. Like, she's hardly ever on. So
I
I,
know, but,
really think it
what I'm
comes
saying-
from her, like, her specifically. It came from like a good place because that's like the kind of person she is.
Yeah.
So that's kind of why I'm like, what would you do? Because
To be honest, I'm gonna be real. I wouldn't say anything just because I'm not trying to start problems. But of course, like if I heard it, I'd be like, damn, like she really calling out on some bullshit, you know. But I wouldn't approach them if it was like a husband that was my friends, then of course I'd say something. But if I have no acquaintance, like I'm never gonna see you again, I probably
Yeah.
wouldn't say anything.
yeah.
Yeah, I just still think it's all about like how you feel, not necessarily about like how the husband felt or the wife.
100%. She
It-
said that. She was like, so the story, she was like talking to someone at the bar and they were like heavily flirting like in her ear. And she turned around and she was just like, you're fucking disgusting. Why don't you take that shit somewhere else? Like something like that, you know, because they were like in her ear, and not to justify it. But I think that's why she said something, because she's not like a fight starter. She's
Yeah.
not like that kind of person, you
Yeah.
know?
I mean, I respect her for saying something because, like, I also take it as if you see something bad happening to a person, like on the streets or whatever, like someone has to stand up and say something, right?
Right.
So I respect her in that point. I wouldn't post anything about it probably on Facebook. I'll probably talk about it with my friends, but
Yeah.
I wouldn't post anything about it on social media, just because, like you said, it could be either like clout chasing, but really it's like, it's not other people's business besides the ones I choose to tell. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, it's just the
When she
whole.
posted about it was to tell men that they were gross, though. That was
Yeah.
the point of that
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
The men were gross, but
Or not
it
the
wa-
men, the women that
women.
was cheating. Yeah, the women that was
Yeah,
being
but
a homewrecker.
that guy was also playing a role in it too. So it's like,
That's true.
I mean, I'm just saying, like at the end of the day, it's almost like you insert yourself into it, then you make it all about you. In one way, shape, or form. I know she's your friend, so you're saying that he's not
No,
necessarily.
she's not my friend, which is why I'm like, I see her from an outsider point of view.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm not close with her, but the way it was presented and the type of person I know she is, I was like, okay, I know her well enough to know that it probably came from a good place. That's why I was kind of like,
No,
I wonder what you would do.
I think it probably does come from a good place, but at the end of the day, it's about, I would just be like, fuck, I don't care. I mean, I don't have to put myself into anybody's business.
She's just drooling on. Sorry.
No, I keep getting distracted by her
I
cute
know.
face. I'm like, I'm just gonna watch her instead of do this podcast.
This is a way to end, season 2.
Season 2, we got a special guest. Say something.
Bebe said,
Bomb atomically Socrates' philosophy, hypothesis.
She's like, I'm.
Why do you think guys don't go for women that have a ring on? Why do you think that's not a thing in the opposite way?
Because I don't think we think about it that way.
Bro code.
do you, that? And I feel like you guys just don't want the drama.
That's what I was gonna say. I feel like guys don't give like they stay away from the drama, whereas women they're like, let me see if I could dip my toes.
Oh
in
yeah,
that a
girls
little bit.
love drama.
Yeah,
I have to agree with that.
yeah, same. I can admit that too. Like I said, when it was my toxic time, I was just like, I
Yeah.
just want to see if I can win. You know what
Yeah,
I mean? And it's like there was no
exactly. Yeah.
fucking rhyme or reason for it.
Are you gonna bite that?
She's hella staring at him. It's so cute.
She's the textured.
Hi, baby.
Have you guys seen like or have experience with people like hitting on was like Ari, like she saw, or you personally, sorry, that like I'm distracted. I feel her energy. But have you seen or experienced like your friends go for somebody who is married, or like those, what is that word you said? So like, what is it?
Oh, what was it?
Pre-selection.
Pre-selection.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's none of my business.
Oh. Yeah.
That goes for male or female.
Yeah.
That's really none of my business. And at some point, if I were to make a fuss, or even like tell the partner, that sometimes it doesn't do anything but like free me from whatever guilt I have because I saw it.
I don't think you girls realize how much we don't like drama.
So you would keep that to yourself if you saw a good friend, if you witnessed that happening to like a good friend of yours?
Yeah.
So you got to play catch up with me because I was.
So say like you saw, okay, hypothetically speaking, say you were, Rich was married, right? And
You guys just drool on the table. You like really leaned in just to drool on the table. Okay.
So say Rich is married.
Okay.
And you go somewhere and you see his said pretend wife, which is you,
Okay.
like hella fucking around with another guy.
Where were we? I already have a plan for this, but I gotta set the thing. Where were we?
What's a whole storyline?
Where were we?
I mean, I don't know. You
Let's
just,
say it's Starbucks.
okay.
Starbucks. I'm gonna find a way to get her away from the drink, and I'm gonna put Visine in her drink because it gives her stomach ache.
Yeah, I know. Mhm.
Yeah. And then while she's in the bathroom, I'm gonna tell Rich that we gotta get all of his shit, and then we're gonna go out and like move out or whatever, change everything, and yeah, just leave her with her bubble guts.
Okay.
Okay. So
Now
you
wh-
won't tell him.
Now, what
but
would you
you'll
really
tell
do?
him.
Well, no, honestly, I would probably just take a picture and just be like, "Yo, is this your girl?"
Caught up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you wouldn't do that?
No, none of my business.
You wouldn't want someone to tell you?
Nope.
I kind of agree with that too.
Listen, like the thing is, like, sometimes when people like, oh, let's, I have to tell him that his wife's cheated on him. At some point, it's no longer becomes your friend. It's about you.
Well, here's the thing that I say that I answered it the first way of telling him. The reason that I said that I would tell him is because she agrees. I would tell him because if he found out that I knew and I didn't tell him, I think that would be worse.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, so explain your method.
What trauma do you have that you
No,
always
it's-
think that something is about themselves? Because I notice he says that a lot.
Yeah.
Because
It's
a lot
just
of people,
about you.
yeah, a lot of people do it though. Because
It's true.
You know, okay, let's say I find out that let's say Vince's wife's cheating on him. I go up, and then I'll be like, hey, I think your wife's cheating on you. Then all of a sudden, it's almost like I told you so. I. It becomes you. It's no longer about your friend. It's all about you getting some sort of glory because you're telling your friend.
I don't think that I would glorify or I would feel self-righteous or anything like that. I would be warning you because what if? Wait, you can't pull that. Because what if it's your girlfriend and you're planning on making her your wife?
Right.
Now, what if I can prevent that? Or what if she is your wife and you're planning on having another kid with her? Do I,
You wouldn't want that information. to
shouldn't
make
you
the best-
have that information regardless of the source?
No.
What?
I know it's weird, but I don't.
No, and here's the reason why I would see it from Rich's point of view. If Rich is in a relationship, whether it's a girlfriend or if it's a wife or whatever, I wouldn't interfere with that because for one, it's none of my business, and two, I would expect Rich to be mature enough and intelligent enough to be able to fix it on his own. Because I mean, anybody that's in a good relationship, I kind of look up to them to an extent.
I don't know.
No, I just think okay. Let me try to explain it a little bit better. You know when people like, especially like a group of friends, right? They find out that one of their friends is being cheated on. What is the first thing? That's what's normally what they do especially when they're young, is to gather out in a circle, and they want to like group tell the guy. That's no longer about your friend. It's about you getting some sort of satisfaction for telling him something you found out.
For me, like, you know how you said you'd be like, I saw your wife cheating. You're like, blah, blah, blah. Like, for me, the way that I would say it would be like, for example, like, say I ran into him at Starbucks, like you said, right? Or her. And I witnessed that. I wouldn't say, hey, your wife is cheating on you. I'd be like, hey, I don't know what you want to do with this information, but I saw your wife at Starbucks with such and such guy. I don't know if that means anything. Do what you want. Like, I'm not going to be like, you should leave her. I think your wife is cheating, but I'm going to tell him the tidbit of information that may or may not help. Like what he said, your proper decision making on moving forward with this person.
I can see your rhyme and reasoning and understanding of that point. I probably, if anything, like, as close to, if let's say like there's like a trio of us, right? I would probably bring it up to like that other person, be like, hey, like, how do you think I should approach this person about this information? But I wouldn't.
Or like ask him advice. Hey, bro, what would you do if you found out that your homeboy's girl was cheating on him? And he'd be like, oh, okay, blah, blah. Okay. All right. So
That's
FYI to you.
Yeah, right. I mean, I do get what you're saying too. The whole kind of like mind your business. Like, if it's not about you, don't let it be about you. I get that, but I feel like there's certain.
I would have guilt if I
Right.
didn't say anything.
and call it selfish, but I couldn't live with that. Like knowing that this person's completely screwing over someone I love. And they are just oblivious to it. Like, I don't know. I feel like if Lonnie was being cheated on and I didn't tell her, she would not only be heartbroken at the fact that she was cheated on, but heartbroken that I let her walk around like an idiot.
This was on the floor.
Thanks.
Wait, that's not for you. Don't be selfish.
I'm gonna rinse it. Okay.
Did you hear what I said though?
Yeah. No, I for sure.
Like, I would feel bad that like she would be that I let her look like a dumbass.
Now,
you know?
what if that person was like, I'd rather not have known, like.
I see that because I mean, you hear about that. Like, I'd rather play dumb, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's this one show that I watched or movie where the mom was like, I think it was like on Friends, on one of the Friends episodes where Joey's mom, like, they find she's being cheated on. And she's like, why did you tell me? Like, I already knew. Why did you make him confess? He was a better man because he felt so guilty about cheating on me. So he treated me like a queen. Like, you shouldn't have fucking ruined what we, like, the stupidity that was in there, you know?
Would you approach the guy or girl that cheated, or would you just tell the partner? Mother sucker, sorry.
That's what I was going to ask too. That's like a tough question.
Would you what?
Like, say you, again, same scenario, like, would you want me to go up to your, said wife and be like, hey, what's up? Like, I see you. Or, you know how in the movies you hear them go, if
Yeah,
you don't
tell
tell,
them.
I'm going to tell.
try to take
you
me.
know?
Yeah, but then again, that's part of the scenario too. Either you tell him or I tell him. It's like, it ain't about you.
I would never go up to the person. I mean, like,
But people do that all the time.
Right.
though.
no.
That's
yeah.
what I'm saying. I
I'm
guess
with you on that,
I guess
too.
that's the explanation I have. It's like sometimes people make it personal, like it's about them, not necessarily about the couple. You tell them or I tell them. And so I'm like, what are you trying to win? What does this do to your life?
So you basically.
Hey,
you
I don't want it
breaking them
anymore.
up- You breaking them up is like getting
I
a
want her.
satisfaction.
Yeah, it's like almost like you're like breaking news, you're like that reporter.
See, that's not how I see it. I just feel like
Yeah.
it's like I'm giving you the opportunity to tell them yourself so that I don't have to interject, but I'm also not going to sit here and let my friend be a dumbass if you don't tell him yourself. Like, it's not really like it's about me or you thing, in my opinion. Like, if that was me, my motive is not anything about me. It's literally like, look, I don't want to be in this, so I'm giving you an opportunity to be honest and and just like deal with that shit yourself as a couple, or else I'm gonna have to tell them. Like that's how I see it.
I just can't relate to your point of view. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm having a hard time relating to it. But I would say this.
You talk to me?
To Rich.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I would say this though, being as somebody that has been cheated on and making plans with the person that I was with, had I known that they were that type of a person, I wouldn't have gotten as far in that relationship as I should have. And I wish I had that information so I could have cut it earlier. You know what I'm saying? Like they were big steps. If I knew that the girl that I was with was a cheater, I would have never put my name on a lease with her. I would have never moved out with her. I would have never helped her buy a car and stuff like that. So like, yeah, for one, I want my friends to keep it real. And two, a lot of the trauma that you guys keep thinking that I'm denying wouldn't have happened had I known that information.
Makes
So
sense.
putting myself in that situation every single time that I can think of that would be relatable, I would want to know.
Actually, I'm glad that you put it that way in relation to what happened to you, because maybe that's where my perspective comes from, because I too was cheated on. And the only reason why I found out was because my friend told me, and she gave me that information, and she had told the person that I was with, hey, listen, are you going to tell her what's going on? Because it was my best friend and it was my boyfriend. So she asked my best friend, like, hey, are you going to tell her what happened? And she basically told my friend, oh, she knows, she's cool with it. They have an open relationship. That's how she had presented it, because she didn't want to tell me, right? And then my friend goes, okay, so you're going to tell her then? And she's like, no, she knows. She's like, no, you're going to tell her, right? And she was like, yeah, I'm going to tell her. She's like, because you just said she's cool with it, so you're going to tell her that it actually happened? And she's like, okay. She's like, good, because if you don't tell her, then I'm going to. And then weeks go by, right? And we're walking down the hall, and she brings it up. She's like, oh, da-da-da, because, you know, so-and-so and so-and-so when they hooked up, blah, blah, blah. And you could tell it was just like we were talking. It came up in subject. It wasn't something she brought up randomly. And I was like, excuse me? What did you just say? She's like, yeah, you know, because your dude and so-and-so, they hooked up. They told you that, right? And I was like, no. And she was like, oh, well, they said they were going to tell you, and I'm sorry that it had to be me, you know, and I'm sorry that and I was like, and then we ended up breaking up, and I fucking beat the girl's ass, and it was like done, you know, like no big deal. But like I would have, like he said, I would have moved forward in the relationship. It would have been deeper, more serious if I didn't have that information. So I definitely, for the first time, I relate to Vince on this one.
Yeah. No, I've had an instance too where like, my best friend at the time, I caught her man cheating on her, like and it was like a coincidence that we were there at the same time. And I saw her ex-boyfriend now walk with this girl, like going to their car, and I was leaving, and I was like, wait, like I had to take a second look, like, hold on, I think I know who the fuck this is, you know? So I was like, hey, and I confronted him, and because I was like, what the fuck is going on? So I confronted him, and I was like, so who's this? And he's like, oh, this is my friend. And I was like, and the girl even looked at him like, friend, like I thought we're like going on a date or whatever, right? I was like, oh, so does I'm gonna just make up a name. So, oh, does Alex know about this? And he's like, oh, yeah, I'm gonna
shit, he was dating a guy.
Alexandra or whatever the
Plot twist. No, just
yeah. And then he was like, oh, yeah, so I was gonna talk to her about it. I was like, right. I was like, well, let's see how this plans out, you know? And I told her I said it, I wanted to tell her out of like the kindness of my heart. She still ended up dating him for like a long period of time, but I'm like, dude, like, I don't know, maybe that should have been a red flag a long time ago.
Well, one thing that I would say that I can relate to Rich's point of view, I don't think that it's exactly his point of view, but putting myself in his shoes, is if I'm happy, right, and I don't know that my girlfriend is cheating on me, I would be like, you would just basically ruin the happiness that I have.
it's
You
like
know
the
what I'm saying?
ignorance
Even
is
though
bliss.
even though it is the ignorance is bliss thing, it's still like denying me of my happiness whether it's fake or real.
It's like that song, right? Like, if you cheating on me, keep it on the low.
Yeah, the one
Yeah.
who is it? The Weeknd stole from somebody from back in the day that we kept on talking about earlier. How there's no new artist that can make new music.
We did talk about that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What about this? So this scenario also happened to me where I was being cheated on like heavily. And it was basically like not even cheated on. It was like a fucking, what's it called? Like an affair almost, you know, like full blown like 2 relationships. And she ended up contacting me on Facebook, or at the time MySpace, I think it was.
Unless you're going back to Friends.
No, it's definitely MySpace.
Okay.
And she was just basically like, hey, I know you don't know me, but I know you. We have someone very similar in our lives. And I was like, what the fuck? And then come to find out, he had like a completely separate MySpace with her and their relationship. And I had a completely different MySpace with mine and our relationship. And like, that's how I found out, because the other woman approached me.
That shit's doing way too much. There's no different accounts.
Or where you
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, he was crazy. So.
I don't know. I just think people have always ulterior motives. Like, it's always, for me, I always think that people do it just for their own sanity, not necessarily for my well-being. It's always for them.
But what if, okay, so Vince's perspective, I see that, right? The whole like, don't ruin the happiness. But what if what Vince is saying is opposite?
Wait. That's not my perspective. That was
No, I'm just saying,
me
like,
getting along.
understanding
Yeah.
his perspective. You're right. Okay. But what about like you are unhappy though? Like,
Yeah.
what about that? What if you are like fucking incredibly unhappy in this relationship, but you're holding on because you're trying to fix it, et cetera, et cetera.
And you need this like last push.
Yeah. And like, that was like something that you needed to know.
I mean, at that point, if you're you're grasping on straws, you might as well just leave. You don't need this to be an additional fucking. No, I just think that for me, like, it almost feels as if like I'm putting myself in your business. Like, I'm making it more about myself than you. I don't know. It's a weird feeling when I think about it.
I feel like meddling is like that. Like, if you continue to be in it, but like if it's like hey, this is what I don't know. Different perspectives.
But there's also been times where I tell my friends, hey, your brake light is out.
Mm-hmm.
It's none of my business. You know, but I
Right.
don't want them to get pulled over.
Yeah, that's totally different. Though.
But how's it
not.
different? Because I don't want you to get pulled over by a cop or get in an accident that potentially you can be at fault for because your car was not performing perfectly. Which is the same as if me not wanting you to advance in a relationship that's doomed.
Yeah, but that's you just said it though. Me not wanting you.
Yeah, but you still have
You still have
you
choice.
still have the
me,
choice.
Me not wanting you. It's all about me. You know what I'm
But
saying?
he's giving you the information so you can make the choice.
Yeah,
No,
you
that's
may
it.
be. You all I'm doing is filling in the ignorance, I don't know how to
No.
put it into words.
I
But
will-
the way I see that though, like personally, me, I don't know. I mean,
you're
you guys can
arguing-
disagree.
Yeah,
Right.
The whole me telling you is
How else would you tell that without being like, I saw the person?
But then there's also like, if you see it happening multiple times, like, yes, it's up to their decision to like break up with you. But I feel like I feel like in a way I'm helping you out if I keep telling you these things, because hopefully some way, somehow, like you'll get a push.
That's true.
tell him.
She
Oh,
doesn't
now
like
you
being
are.
on the spot.
I like how she
That's
looks
why I
at
just-
you.
No,
It's so
all I would be saying is I would say it once, and then it's up to you. Now that you know, it's not my problem.
Okay, what about this? What if, it's a one-time thing, right? And then they stay together because they're like, baby, it's never going to happen again, et cetera, butter up, And then you find out that they're still going. Would you tell them again?
Yeah.
No,
I would.
Hell yeah.
no, because you already made a mistake. Like I've already told you. Now it's your fault for letting them back. Was it fool me once,
me
shame on me.
Fool me twice, shame on you.
Yeah.
No, wait, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me.
Yeah, yeah. So
To me, it kind of goes back to that episode that we kind of had with like Nico, where he's like, I want to keep nurturing until they finally can get up on by themselves. You know what I'm saying? Because I know someone personally who that don't disagree with being with this person. Unfortunately, they keep coming back to that person because of whatever, and they've hurt that person multiple times. If I see something happening, I'm going to let you know, because at one point, like, you're going to have a breaking point. And when whatever that is, like, I just want to make sure that I'm there every step of the way that I can be. And yes, it will get annoying because you're not fucking listening, but like, bro, like, let it go.
I definitely think that there's like space for what you're saying, like fucking mind your business, but with like other things.
Get it.
You know, like
Get it.
your like, if I don't witness it, it's not my business. You know, like, I'm not gonna fucking tell you if you guys are fighting all the time. That's not my business. You know, if you guys are fighting over finances, that's not my business. But if I literally watch you being fucked over in public, you know, like, I feel like it's become my
embarrassing, that
yeah,
person.
it's become my business because now it's being done in front of people. You know, like.
And it's like a slap in your face too, because it's like, it's a good, like, for example, if it's a good friend of yours, would, like, it's a guilty conscience thing.
I don't know. I would, like, if you guys knew that, like, Act Right Say was cheating on me, I would be really hurt if nobody told me and you guys were witnessing it, you know, like, that would fucking hurt my feelings super bad. So, but that's just me. You know?
I think that would be a different approach too, because I know both of you guys so well. If that did happen, regardless of what side it was on, I would just be like, hey, this is what's going on. You guys have got to fix it. I don't want it to affect me going to Pacers or DJing
Right.
with Act Right, and I don't want it to affect us doing a podcast. So you guys figure it out, or
that too. I think the relationship plays a role in telling or not telling. You know, there's certain places where I'm like, okay, I don't know them well enough, you know, maybe they have something going on. But yeah, I agree that, like, whether you're friends or not friends, like, plays a role in how it's presented as well.
Yeah, because there's, like, on one side, I'll just be like, yo, Ari, like, you need to work things out with Act Right, whether you're not going down on him enough or whatever, like, figure some shit out, right? Now, if it was Act Right, I would be telling him, look, bro, I hate to tell you this, but me and Ari are moving in together.
Hate to break it to you.
Yeah.
I'm getting distracted with the cuteness.
Well, I ain't saying shit.
Okay.
End of story.
So what if me as your friend says, hey, Rich, if that ever happens, please tell me. Like, I'm telling you that that's what I would like. Would you then? Like, if Lonnie and Vince, like, now that you know our stance on it and you witnessed it,
I
would you then?
I would, because you're asking me to break that barrier.
Okay.
I also see from Rich's side too, this thing, and this is going with podcasts. It's like, okay, now I'm telling you this because you complained about this, but you're still not doing anything about it. Like, I really don't give a fuck. Like, how many times has people come up to you and said, oh, I should start a podcast, or I want to start vlogging, or I want to start doing YouTube, you know? So Rich would see that, and he tries to help these people, and then they don't want to even help themselves. Just like I have a homegirl, she was all like, I feel like I'm out of shape. And I was like, then go to the gym. And she's like, oh, but I'm tired. I was like, okay, then do it anyways. You know? And then she also made this point where, like, oh, I think that guys are only using me for sex. And then it's a one night stand. And then, like, I don't, they ghost me. And I'm like, well, have you ever thought about the fact that you just keep on filtering all of your shit, and when they see you, they're already like, okay, well, I'm already here, might as well fuck her, but I don't want to come back to this. Like, you know what I'm saying? And so because she says all of those things, and I've already told her, it's like, yo, go to the gym if you want to be in shape, stop eating cupcakes and stuff, and stop complaining, do something about it. And she still does nothing but complain about it, so I just stopped talking to her.
That makes sense. Like, you can only help someone so much.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Yeah.
And it's to the point now where it's like, I only want to help people once for the same thing. Like, if I have to help you more than once for the same thing and there's no progress on your end, then...
But you're okay with helping as long as you see the effort and progress on their end.
Yeah, like if you tell me I want to squat 3 times my weight and then you try today and tomorrow you're not there, I'm like, yo, at least you're trying, you know, because you're going every day.
Yeah.
I would advise against squatting every day, but whatever.
Yeah.
Bad for your knees.
I'm making up this analogy as I go along, okay? I didn't really
I'm following, Dub.
Yeah.
Good
I
job,
got you.
Vince.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think I get everybody's point.
Yeah.
No, I definitely see everyone's point. We always, that's what we're good at here, right? Like, agree to disagree on a lot of things.
So I think the way that we're standing on this is me and Rich get wedding rings.
Right.
Yes.
Yep.
Definitely.
And
Silicone ones, all military style, make me look
actually,
like
I want to get though. If I ever get married again, I think all of my rings would be silicone rings, just because I like going to the gym and I don't want to have to remember where my real ring is.
Yeah, Ackright has a real ring and a silicone ring. Yeah. Because he used to be an electrician, so
I'm gonna order from Amazon tonight, so it should be here at my house tomorrow.
Did I ever tell you guys that Ackright lost his original wedding ring
Yes.
Yes.
at a bachelor party? Oh yeah, that's right. I did tell that
Yeah.
story on here.
I still have my wedding ring.
I do not.
Did you get rid of it or you lost
I
it?
fucking don't care where it went.
Oh, okay. So
Oh.
awesome.
My engagement
There's no
ring
angry.
I pawned last year. Finally.
I think I'm gonna give my wedding ring to my daughter just so she has it, because it's
mean-
the last thing that my grandmother bought for me.
Oh, that's awesome. That's actually why I'm sad about, because I lost my original wedding ring too, but it was because, well, the reason why I'm sad is what I'm trying to say is because it was my mom's wedding ring and it was supposed to be special. And I think I accidentally mistaken it for this fake ring that I thought I had. And I threw the real one away and kept the fake one. I was so fucking pissed. I was like, damn, that was fucked up.
I lost my wedding ring still too, and I don't know where it's at. I'm just kidding.
Right now?
Yeah, I think Jason needs to get me a new one.
Right?
Wow.
Just kidding.
Wow. How to Catch a Predator.
By season 3, there will be a ring, guys.
Well, yeah.
Season 2 was a baby, so
Right?
Oh, we should
We're
take
doing
bets.
it backwards.
first
guys.
season was how to get a baby.
Yeah,
Second
yeah,
season,
right.
having the baby.
Right? Third season, get in the ring.
Wow.
Next
the
season, we're
baby's
focusing on trapping men. That's what they're
Exactly.
doing?
Exactly.
The
Like,
baby's
go
gonna
back to
grow
the
up
toxic-
and it's
Whatever
gonna be
you-
like, my life. It was detailed through the podcast.
I know, right?
You're welcome, child. Not a lot of kids can have that.
Exactly. Documented even before birth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Anyways, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Leading up to the conception.
True. We
Yep.
started with teaching to take the shirt off.
Take it off. Take it off.
Do you guys remember when like almost every one of our episodes was about vaginas and dicks?
Yes.
I know.
And there was not one episode that didn't include
We
vagina or dick.
we kind of ran out of like vagina.
You can only talk so much
I
about
I
vagina
actually
and
have a
dick.
hot take that I wanted to talk to you guys about, and we can do it on season 3,
Okay.
episode 3 or whatever. If we record now, it depends on when we put it out.
Mm-hmm.
I do want to do another barbershop talk.
Oh, that was fun. Oh, and guess what? Our barbershop talk guy, my friend, right, the one that was on, the barber, he actually is in a relationship now.
Hey.
And it's funny because I just saw him last week.
Condolences, bro.
I know. No, it's what's funny is like, I was like, hey, so I heard you're in a relationship with because like Anthony had told me. I was like, how's that going for you? And he's just like, fuck, man. Like you could just see the stress in his face because they're already having issues now, you know? And I was like, so like, how long has it been? And he's like, oh, it's been a few months. I
What
was
he
like,
meant to say was too long.
yeah, and I was just like, oh, you seemed a lot happier when you were talking about when you were single, you know? It's just funny to see the transition from like, yeah, I'm this happy guy in this new relationship, and now it's like, yeah, we got issues, Ari. I was
See,
like,
all you people out there, you want that from me?
yes.
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 It's fucked up.
Yeah.
Not the bad parts, but you have to go through the bad parts to get the good parts.
No, trust me. Everything is like a facade to Vince, and he meets that one person, and like Stone Cold Steve Austin, the broken glass. Dun-dun-dun-dun.
I can't wait till like the one actually happens, and then we get to see that softer side of Vince.
Can we manifest that for season like
You know what I'm
5
pissed off?
for him?
Season 5.
Because
like,
we know it ain't happening anytime.
So
100 more
the-
We have
episodes.
to be realistic
Wait, I
with our
didn't say like
manifest.
20. I said 5.
This was another
150.
reason why I'm a little bit bitter today is because there was a scheduling conflict earlier.
Well, how are you gonna call her out for that?
I didn't say who it was. Jesus
Wow, bro.
Christ.
Wow.
It's not about
So
you, Rich.
so there was supposed to be a podcast that was going to be recorded earlier today, which I blocked off the time on the on the studio so nobody can book it. Even though I had inquiries, I still said no because this person, I wanted them to get to record their podcast. So there was that. And then, and I'll say her name, Christine hits me up. She's all like, I want to go to the gym. I was like, okay, go. And she's all like, well, I want to go with you, obviously. And I was like, fucking A, well, I have to record the podcast. And then when I get the cancellation notice from the other podcast, she was already like not down to go to the gym.
Aww.
Because I think she was mad at me.
Well, would you like to lift this? This is.
It's not with Christine though.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
So
sorry.
Vince would deny any relationship, but yet he was willing. He's sad because he couldn't go to the gym with Christine.
Well, hell yeah, that's my 97% right there.
So there's a chance.
97%.
She's the 97, yeah.
Oh fuck.
Wow, that's
Wow.
very close.
Even mentally.
You gotta lose 3 somewhere, dude.
She's gonna
No,
be
but
like,
she's
"Hey."
she's up there because she's responsible with her money. She can carry a conversation. She's 97. I'll say that. Yeah.
Wow, Christine, that's the furthest.
Wow.
That's the highest we've heard him spoken of a girl.
I think you guys should be official. Season 3. Here we
I
come.
know, right?
Vince and Aru.
I said
Hey.
5. Maybe
Not-
we should go for 4.
Not
Right?
gonna happen.
Exactly.
Why
I'll be
would
over it in 2 months.
Why wouldn't it happen?
I don't care.
No. Either
You care.
No,
a
like
little bit.
just-
a little bit.
if
you
if
care
there was
enough to call her
ever-
97%.
Right.
Yeah. Was the 3% is a lot of 3%. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay,
No,
so
but-
go ahead.
No, out of everybody that I would think of that would meet the criteria of the ideal relationship for me, it was probably her.
I see.
But I'm
Still
also
not ready though.
I would say if I had to compare my 97% to 99% of happiness being single, I don't care.
Okay.
I don't know. Sounds like a cap.
Cap.
Let's take it to a barbershop talk.
I know, right?
I don't know, man. I think
I don't know. I saw a
It's
little
such-
twinkle in his eye when he said
I know.
97%.
It's hey, I'll be the first to admit it sucks. It's lonely being single sometimes, and I'd trade that 99% of like happiness being alone for 97%.
Would you do
someone.
75 with someone?
I'll go 80.
80?
I'll go 80.
So you're willing to sacrifice like 15%.
Yeah, I did.
That's,
You know,
that's a good
Hey,
ratio,
so-
though.
now nobody's fucking
You
perfect.
don't
Exactly.
want alone time. I need my alone time. So maybe we could swap.
Right? Jason. Jason's a sexy motherfucker. You can take him for 15% of the
I'll
time.
even let him wear gray sweatpants for you.
Yeah, his little booty shorts.
Okay, so since we are wrapping up season 2, and we're already kind of like going on different tangents,
'Cause,
let's go around. This is gonna be hard for me to answer too because there's 75-ish episodes. But like, what are some of your favorite like memories or stories, et cetera, et cetera?
Oh my god, I have
Something
to
that
look back at our
stands
whole
out.
thing.
That stands out.
Something that, like even just like a memory, not necessarily like favorite, like anything, just something like, oh, you guys remember that time, or oh, I liked blah blah blah.
I think Wes's episode for season 2 at least,
Oh yeah.
because I think it flowed a lot better than most of our episodes with a guest.
Mm-hmm.
I think maybe it's because we knew him well. It wasn't
Yeah.
like a surprise guest to like everybody except you know what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
Like even with one of our other guests recently that's gonna be on season 3.
Yeah,
It was like well we both knew her somewhat.
yeah,
It's still kind of like a
new for everyone else.
new for everybody else, so it's kind of like off.
Mhm.
But with Wes, it was like everybody knew who he was.
Mhm.
Yeah, and Wes was really good. Even though I wasn't on it, I listened to it probably like twice.
Mhm.
And there's just the stories he had was really like interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, I also like Nico's too, but I think I'm just being biased for that one.
Mhm.
But I feel like the story behind that was really strong, and
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of people could have got something out of that too.
Yeah, I really like Nico because it kind of bridged the whole. I mean, obviously we couldn't get far into it because
Yeah.
of the current his current employment situation, but
Right.
I really enjoyed that too because it it was something different than what we've normally done. You know, it wasn't. It was kind of like one of the first times we kind of really stepped away from like
Talk about dicks.
dicks and vagina.
Well, that's kind of what I was going to say about the episode that I like, and maybe I'm biased because it was my topic, you know, but the neurodivergent topic, like, I really like that because of the amount of people it reached. Like, I had never had so many DMs in our DMs before because so many people are like, oh, my kid, or oh, I have a relationship, or oh my gosh, I work at this one place, you know, and I'm glad you're speaking on that. It was my favorite episode so far. So I think I really like that one because it hit close to home for me, but it also the amount of people that didn't ever comment on our podcast that
Right.
commented. You
I
know?
didn't mention that. You know why? Because I wasn't on that podcast.
Oh
But-
yeah, that's
Yeah,
right. I forgot about.
so I
and
didn't
you,
remember.
And you were like, they're like, I don't give a fuck what you guys are talking about.
What's
Yeah.
one of your favorites or like highlights for you, Vince?
Oh, I've just really come to appreciate how close me and Jasmine have gotten. Yeah, it's. I don't think that there's any highlight that could beat that.
Wait, what season was the P one? Was that 1 or 2?
That was definitely season 1.
Was it? Okay.
Wait, which season
Wait,
was
wait, I don't know,
Bion
wait,
and Grayson on? Was that
One.
1?
1.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dang, they're all mushing together now in my brain.
Oh,
Okay.
We need a
Wait,
higher producer, or we
When
need
was
some
season
intern.
2? What was the first episode? Take me back to that. Do we remember?
It was like the one after the with the girl dads when we were in that corner over there.
Oh, that was like one of the last ones, right? For season 1?
Well,
Was that
I'm
during
looking.
Christmas?
yeah,
Yeah.
it was during Christmas because you had the Christmas setup.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why it's like saying we're heading into the Christmas season. So we end season 2.
You smart.
oh yeah. It was questions for the dads.
Yes.
Let's get deep with DJ Ackright. The mom episode, that was like a hot mess, Loki, because we had so many technical difficulties.
Oh yeah, I
But-
forgot about that.
That was cool. All about hormones was interesting too.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. Season 1 was interesting. Season 2 was a little bit more.
I think season 1 was really fun because we had a lot of fun topics.
I liked, Bion did hers in season 2 about her kitchen food truck to.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's
That was a
definitely
good
well,
one.
that was one of our biggest hits because she has so many followers and she had a lot of good things to say. So that was a really popular episode.
Another good one we got was relationships and the nightlife industry
Oh,
with Haifa.
that's right.
Yeah, she wants to argue with me. What happened to that?
We never got to the topic wasn't really anything
Deep
to
enough.
yeah.
Yeah. We need. I was saying for season 3 we should bring back Jasmine, Haifa, and
One of my random exes.
no, who was the third person that I was like that would be a good person to argue.
The ex that called in.
That was season 1, right?
I feel like
or
me
season
and Lonnie
2?
would just give her the stank face the whole
We don't need any fighting.
right. We
No.
can't catch cases. We have
Yeah.
children.
Literally.
What else was after that?
Yeah.
The
Oh.
shows.
I caught
Oh, we had speaker box.
We did have speaker box. That was a good
fun.
one.
That was I like that one a lot too.
That's where we learned about the little house thing.
Mm-hmm.
I was talking to people. I was like, "Did you know that there was a house?" Like everyone's like, "What?" I mentioned that to so many people. I was so fascinated by that.
Entrepreneur struggles and victories. I feel like we could probably get into that again in season
For
3.
sure.
I think we should bring back the dicks and fucking ass and
We for sure should.
I think we need to run back some of season 1's episodes, especially some from the Lost Files, you know?
Yeah.
And I think those are really fun.
the lost. They're in the kitchen.
No, but I'm saying some of them actually did get
Hey.
lost. Like I
Yeah.
saved them and then they didn't save. So I was like, fuck, I lost like 9 of our episodes.
You know what? Something that I will always cherish of us. It was just us two, and I don't know if we could put it back on. If we could do it on the channel, but like, because this is not something for like podcast purposes. But when we did that 10 for 10,
Dude, that was so fucking fun. We did
That
10
was a
for
lot of
10. Like,
So each episode there was like one thing that we talked about. So we had to do like a challenge or something, and that was a lot of fun. I feel like I don't know how, but we could talk about it off camera.
Yeah, that was probably one of my favorite episodes when we did
Me
it.
too. Yeah.
10 for 10.
Yeah, so like since it was our 10th
We have to bring
episode-
back maybe like daddy issues because that was a really
Oh, that was a popular one too
Yeah.
between the two of us. Yeah, but then they have a different take on that, so we'll have to make sure they're gone when we do.
exactly yeah
So it doesn't ruin the deep vibe. You know,
right yeah.
was that it for
Oh.
season 2? I thought. She's
Come
like,
on,
"Oh, my-"
producer
I
Lonnie.
know. Jeez.
Oh my bad. My bad. Okay, it was a late Mother's Day episode, entrepreneur struggles and victories, putting a ring on it, TikTok Filipino drama, finding your strength, is arguing healthy for your relationship, a conversation with Strip Jesus, and a professional ghoster, which, oh my gosh, I want to do a reaction so bad.
For the ghosting one. Oh my
Yes.
god. no,
I think
I'm
that
so
that one
bad
was
in
my
that one.
favorite episode. I've rewatched that so many times.
The ghosting one, I know that one was really fun.
So you're
too.
like the
I
50
hella
out of the
exposed myself, but it's fine.
The walking from Poway.
Hey, but I mean, like, that's part of what we do.
I'm
right?
literally like, if we ever get big and that gets like out, like all those people are gonna come for me. I swear.
We can't catch cases.
I get so scared about that. I'm like, dude, half the shit that I talk about, if we ever get big, those people that I talk about are gonna be like in my comments, like, you fucking bitch.
No, one of the episodes that we did, just me and the boys,
Uh-huh.
I've had so many people message me and they're like, I know who you're talking about. And I'm like, all right, well, I said what I said.
Right?
Was it
Can't
the
hold
alone
back.
time one?
No.
Oh, but yeah, it's weird because we know, for you guys that don't know, you guys are watching or listening, we actually film about 4 or 5 of these a night, and
Yeah.
they all just run together in my head sometimes.
No, exactly.
You know.
And it's funny because a lot of people don't know that. Like, even when I've mentioned it or like Ackright mentioned, they're like, what? They're there for how long? You know, because I was picking him up on last Wednesday and they're like, tell her to come in, you know, like whatever. And he goes, no, she never wants to come in after podcasts. And they're like, why? And they're like, he had to explain to them she's talking for about 5-6 hours, you know, and she don't want to talk to nobody else after that.
Right.
Yeah, so that's what we do. We fucking kick it here for like hours. Just so sometimes they all like run together.
So if you have a podcast, know that that's part of something.
yeah, you gotta
Well, yeah.
hustle,
That's part of the the time save. That's how we actually save time.
right? Because we were doing it once a week at one point, and
Yeah.
that almost made us crazy, right?
Well, the traveling from me and you all the way
Right.
from down south every Wednesday.
yeah, it was tough.
You know, just
And then the
like-
setup every single week too.
right.
Yeah, so this was definitely more time efficient. I feel
And it helps out Vince because he, imagine having to block off every Wednesday.
it's true.
So
Very, very
Yep.
true.
Well, to sum it all up, thanks Jasmine for her stepping in for me and creating a
Yes.
great relationship with Vince.
I know. You
but
guys were
that
fun
does,
to
hey,
watch.
wait, that doesn't mean Jasmine disappears.
No,
in
no,
season
no.
three.
No.
But
That
she
was-
definitely like held it down while Lonnie was on
Yes.
maternity leave and things like that. So we very much appreciate her.
I just wanted to make that point in
Oh,
case,
yeah,
you
good.
know,
Yeah, no.
people,
Like, bye.
I didn't. Sorry, guys. I didn't mean it like that.
she's gonna be listening to it going, so
Oh,
I can't come back.
Yeah. Oh, it's like that.
Yeah. No. And I feel like we had a lot of highlights, and you guys like held it down while I was gone, and I listened to every single one of them.
Yep, sames.
Yeah, but don't worry, guys. Season 3 is gonna be better
Coming in hot.
than season 0.
It's just gonna get better every single season. So stick with us.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Come along for the ride.
Yep. And I
we're
think that's
bringing
good,
back
huh?
the penises.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna bring back penis.
We're talking about pneuma.
Oh
We
my
talked about
gosh.
that earlier, yeah.
Yes. Okay. Well, we'll get into that another time, but.
Hi.
Yeah, thank you guys so much for sticking with us. If you have been riding with us since season 1, we appreciate you guys so much. If you've watched the transition from Babes Uplifted to Be Uplifted, then you are. Actually, it was Make Uplifted live,
Yeah.
right? Oh, shit. Make Uplifted live to Babes Uplifted to Be Uplifted. If you are an OG, then we thank you so much for sticking with us. And we appreciate everybody that tunes in every week, whether it's Spotify or YouTube. Thank you so much for just being part of the Be Uplifted fam.
Yeah, if you've ever watched it from 420p to 720p. Now we're at 1080p.
And even though he keeps talking shit about my kitchen,
We had good time.
yes, we had good times.
Started from the bottom. Now we're here.
Right.
Let us know in the comments what the new season, what we should change our name to, seeing as we keep changing our name.
Be downlift, like it's like not be uplifted.
It's gonna
Motherfucker
be
over
turn.
here.
It's gonna turn into a car channel where me and Rich just talk about cars, and it's gonna be downshifted.
Wow.
Or be fucked.
Yep.
No, no more.
No.
No, no.
All right. Okay, guys. Well, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much to our sponsors. And we will see you guys on the next season.
Love you.
Couple months.
Bye.
Bye.
Say bye. Bye-bye.
She ain't gonna say that shit.